So we get some kind of modern derivative of every Hong Kong action movie ever made, like some kind of neon lit, ultra violent sequel to a franchise, with action scenes that endlessly, breathlessly, preposterously go on and on and on, and in their ambitions to entertain. And I loved it. Bonjour. So here we go. Fourth chapter in the tales of the unstoppable killing machine that is John Wick. And yeah, buy a bag of popcorn, a big tub of popcorn, big container of drink, suspend your disbelief, just leave all that at the door. Just leave all that at the door and enjoy a movie. Whatever genre it is, whether it's horror, sci-fi, I think John Wick is a genre in itself at this point in time now. They just do enough to make us believe in the world where a van, like a transit van-sized vehicle, can blindside a man and smash into him, and he can dust himself off and get up. He can fall from a third-story building. And you might think I'm mocking this. I am. But by the time these events happen, listen, John Wick's a superhero. Like we're following him. And it is about the ultra-violence. It is about a hyper-reality. But do you know what? It's the fourth film where we're having it. And they do so much, so well. The violence, the physicality they must have found every big geezer in Hollywood when they was filming this, because the grey suits, like the Marquis, who's the head of the table in the what's the word I'm looking for? Within the story, the legend of the table, the Marquis, all these goons are in grey suits, and they are the biggest mountains of men you're ever gonna find, and he goes through millions of them, in several action set pieces, as well as the set piece in Japan, the Osaka Intercontinental. And alert, by the way, spoilers. I'm going to really leave it light on spoilers because, come on, let's face it, we're not exactly overindulged plot-wise, are we? But that's not why we go to watch John Wick. And do you know what the last hit was that's blowing everything away? Maverick. And you've got Tom Cruise and you've got Keanu Reeves delivering. It used to be called entertainment. It used to be called movie entertainment. And it's proving that we do not want the real world reflected back at us when we walk through those doors with our popcorn and our drink. We don't want a slice of life. I know there's that section, there's that genre of filmmaking, and it's valid. It's there, and I'm not saying we don't need it. But I'm talking about movies now. I'm not talking about filmmaking, and I love a load of different genres and styles. I'm just talking about blockbuster movies now that gets bums on seats. I'm not talking about the way that a minority point of view has been kind of inveigled into the movie making experience, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. These films, these agenda-driven films, have not worked. We have got big studios in trouble. But that's not what this is about. This is talking about John Wick. And he lets loose with some nunchakas. I don't know what the proper pronunciation of that is. Now, it's interesting because as I was watching this scene, and these action set pieces are long. It's a 2 hours, 49-minute film runtime. And it's because these action set pieces go on for a long while. Now, I love this film. It lost a point. If I was going to score it, it lost 1 point out of 10 because the set pieces go on for too long. I think if they were trimmed down and this was tighter, this was just under the 2 hour mark, you would have literally come out of this film gasping for air. It would have been intense. But where some of these action set pieces trundle on, can't help feeling, because this is the guy's Chad Stahelski, it's his 4th movie, and I can't help feeling it was a tiny bit self-indulgent because he comes from the stunt coordinator, martial arts choreographer side of things, and so does Donnie Yen, who plays the blind guy. Now, I forget his name now, what he plays, but you know, he's the bad guy in it. And you know, Chad met Keanu Reeves on The Matrix when he was doing all the stunts for that, and you can tell because the fight scenes in this, they're almost balletic. They're dances. They're dances of death. And I know this is a tradition in Hong Kong, you know, kind of like Hong Kong martial arts cinema genre, but they do it so well. So well. And I know it's been done before, but there's a scene around the Arc de Triomphe in the cars and vans and stuff, which Keanu Reeves himself called Car Fu. Now, I know, I think that phrase has been coined before, Car Fu, but it is a good, it's a good scene. There's a God's eye view on, again, another extended action scene where John Wick has got these bullets, like these dum-dum, like napalm bullets, which just adds a bit of excitement to, as soon as they hit someone, it's like boof, and yeah, they're on fire. Absolutely preposterous stuff leading up to, and just as you think it's gone off the scale too far, we get to the staircase scene. And I'll say no more. Like I say, I only want to be light on spoilers, but the months and months it must have taken to get all this stuff achieved and get it on screen. You know, the car scene, the fight scenes, you know, nunchucks, samurai swords, the guns, you know, pistols, rifles, you know, hand to hand, everything. It's a glory to behold. But I know you're witnessing. It's almost like you're witnessing a gladiatorial contest, because you're literally watching scenes of death and destruction, but you're kind of going, yay, every time he decimates another dozen hitmen that's after him, you're kind of applauding it. So it feels like a bit of a kind of Colosseum type vibe that they've gone for, but they nail it. All of them together nail it. And when you've got someone like Donnie Yen, whose background is in the Hong Kong martial arts scene and things like Ip Man, and he's also directed, I don't know if anyone knows out there, but he's directed a couple of films himself in that neck of the woods before he's become a Hollywood name. And Chad Stahelski, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he's come from that as well. He's come from martial arts training, and like I say, he met. He was a stunt double for Brandon Lee on The Crow in 1994, and from there met Keanu Reeves in on the set of The Matrix, and the rest, as they say, is history. So you can see how a man like this who's directing the film, who's got that background in the choreography, he knows his martial arts, he knows stunt choreographer, he knows it all, stunt coordinator, whatever you want to call them. Choreograph is the best word, because it really is like a dance. And like I say, it's almost like the genre in itself now. And for a film, for an action film of a 2 hour 49-minute runtime, I was worried. And I know my tiny comment at the beginning of this video was it would have made it if it was under 2 hours. You know, yeah, it would. But I'm not saying I did not enjoy this film. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. Not one iota, because I think it's just on a grand scale and it's preposterous, and all the old faces are back as well. You know, Ian McShane and the guy who's just recently passed away, bless him. They're all back. Lawrence Fishburne, he's back. So, you know, you've got the familiar face, the guy who plays the Marquis, back from the other ones. So it is literally, it's almost like it's back to basics in a way. I know I mentioned Maverick, and these are two movie stars, and they're not young boys, are they? No one's coming along to take the mantle from these guys. They're just delivering some entertainment and putting bums on seats, and they're wiping the floor with everyone else. I think I think there are certain studios and producers, and I hope investors, because that's where it all lies. I hope they're ditching the algorithms, the film investor algorithms. And I know this one was a sequel, and so was Maverick, but that was 36 years late, wasn't it? But I just hope they can start applying some logic to the investor algorithms to get some new films made. Because this is, at the time I'm making this video, it's proving to be a hit, and deservedly so. It is balls out, hell for leather, fun, right from the beginning, and it never lets up. I've got to say, it never lets up. It pauses between action set pieces, and that's all you want, because you just want to catch your breath for a little while, go, cool, yeah, nunchucks, the guns, the machine guns, all the bullets, all the glass were smashing, and wonderful set designs and locations that they find. The guy, old Chad, the director of this, and the guys and girls he works with on the production design and the sets that they create and the locations they find, and how they've created this other world that John Wick exists in. I think it's superb. I think it's superb. And I'll leave it there because I don't want to get too spoilery about it, but it is well worth the price of admission. It's that word again, fun. Or the longer word, entertaining. I recommend it. And on that note, I'll bid everyone adios.